Cheering them on. All right, on to heat number one. We're going early here. Lucas Piper and Preston Roberts have the front row. Chris Standridge, David Baldessare on the second row. Matt Armbruster and Wayne Bridges on the third row. And as I mentioned, it is throwback paint schemes tonight. Some really cool paint schemes out here on track tonight. Looking forward to getting a look at all of them. And looking forward to some really great racing out here tonight. Looks like all the cars are gridded. Just waiting for the pace car to start moving. Oh, there he goes. Interesting note among the drivers, this is one of the tracks that you do in your rookie and when you first start on iRacing for both dirt and asphalt. And a lot of the drivers pre-race saying they really don't like this track, which kind of comes as a shock, but you never know. And a couple of drivers saying that this was their absolute favorite track. Pace truck will take them around one more time. Preston Roberts, Lucas Piper up front. Lucas Piper making me thirsty. And I forgot to get ice water before the race, so I'm even more thirsty. If anybody runs to the snack bar, bring me cold water, please. All right, pace truck about to drop in. Pace truck is out of the way, waiting for Barney the flagman. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away. Preston gets an awesome start up on the high side, down into turn one. He has the advantage, cuts low. Lucas Piper follows him. Lucas gets a big drive off of two. Back behind David Baldessare and Chris Standridge, nose to tail. Oh! Big wreck in the middle of turn two. We've got a car upside down. Everybody behind is involved. Caution is out. There is Lucas Piper getting it. He just gets into the five, has to check up a little bit, and everybody was nose to tail. All the cars behind get caught up in it. David Baldessare gets caught. Wayne Bridges gets caught. Rough start to the night for a few of the drivers. Nobody goes to pit road, so as it stands right now, Preston Roberts still in the lead, Chris Standridge in second, Matt Armbruster in third, Wayne Bridges fourth, David Baldessare fifth, and Lucas Piper in sixth. Oh, Ryan, you are my hero, buddy. I think I have some in the mini fridge, but it's in the other room. I need to move it right beside my desk. Lights should be going out on the pace car. They stack back up side by side. It looks like everybody, but Chris Standridge, no, he has damage too. Thought he might have came through that clean. Him and David Baldessare look fairly clean, all things considered. Actually, David Baldessare's right side is pretty smashed up. Yeah, it looks like pretty much every car took some damage. The 5 had minimal. Everybody else had a little bit of damage in that incident. Nick Frank, I would expect that out of you, buddy. Green flag back in the air. There, down and away. Preston Roberts has the nose ahead into turn 1. Chris Standridge to the high side. These guys cut way down to the grass in 1 and 2. Oh, a little bit of leaning on each other. Out of turn 2, everybody keeps going the right way. Down into turn 3, there is no significant gap between the drivers. Baldessare is closing up quick. He is right to the back bumper of Matt Armbruster. Might get a run, but here comes the 10 car on the bottom. Lucas Piper sends it into 1, gets past Wayne Bridges. Wayne has a run back down across the inside. Up front, Preston's still holding him off, but Chris Standridge sticks the nose in. Chris gets a little bit of a run out of 4, but checkers are in the air. It is Preston Roberts for the win. Chris Standridge comes home second. Matt is third. David Baldessare is fourth. Heat number 2. Andrew Thornton and Josh Roberts on the front row. John Quill and Mark Nee on the second row. Edmund Jones and Brad Whiteman on the third row. Worth noting, this is Andrew Thornton's least favorite car, I found out tonight. And some really, really cool throw. Hey, wait a minute. We have 2 Pennzoil cars in the field. That will not get confusing at all. Nick, I have to ask, how are you going to be my hero when you're so fancy? Just waiting for Josh Roberts. Does not look like Josh Roberts is going to make the grid. Nope, Josh Roberts will not make it to the grid. He drops back into 6th. So it'll be Andrew Thornton, John Quill, Mark Nee, Brad Whiteman, and Edmund Jones. We'll see if Josh makes it out on track after the green drops. I knew as soon as I said that would be your next comment, Nick. Wasn't even the same thing we were referencing, but pace car will take him around one more time. Pennzoil cars on the outside, everything else on the inside. Interesting note, the number 77 seems to be one of the most popular amongst all the broadcasts. Doesn't matter who's in a 77, he's got somebody cheering for him. So John Quill will have a fan club here tonight. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away. Heat number 2. Andrew Thornton sends it down to the bottom in turn 1. Gets a good run through the middle. Oh, we've got a car around back behind. Edmund Jones gets together with Brad Whiteman. Both of them get turned around, but caution does come out. Josh Roberts also did make it out on track, so he'll likely get back to the lead lap here. And here is the incident. Edmund just drifts up mid-corner. Did not get high enough to clear him, and they end up getting together. Looking to see if Josh Roberts will be waved around. William, I know that they are, buddy. Watching, looks like Josh Roberts was brought back to the lead lap according to scoring. Lights will be going out on the pace car. I will do that, bud. You might shoot me a message to remind me. I'll forget by the end of the night, though. Andrew Thornton and John Quill will have the front row on the restart. Mark Nee, Brad Whiteman on the second row. Josh Roberts and Edmund Jones on the third row. Pace car will drop off out of turn 2, or out of turn 4, excuse me. Pace truck is in. They're down and away. Green flag in the air. Thornton gets a really good jump on the field down into turn 1, cuts down low. Mark Nee cuts even lower through the turn, trying to drift up, but now we've got cars making moves up on the high side. He ran out of track as the 092 of Brad Whiteman got a run. Now they're almost 3 wide. Now they are 3 wide coming out of turn 4. White flag is in the air. The battle's at the back of the field. Edmund Jones ends up in the wall. Andrew Thornton out front, and here comes John Quill. The 77 gets a huge run out of turn 2, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough. He sends it deep into turn 3. And it looks like he lost the back end briefly. But down the front straightaway, Andrew Thornton wins heat number 2. John Quill is second, Josh Roberts third, Mark Nee fourth, Brad Whiteman fifth, Edmund Jones comes home in 6th. Heat number 3. Nicholas Ireland and Chad Biesinger on the front row. Doug Tyre Norton and John Bennett on the second row. Scott Whiteman and Leo Giacondo have the third row. Doug Norton's paint scheme and Scott Whiteman's paint scheme, same color, just different logos. Scott Whiteman has the Sterling Sim Racing League on the nose. Doug Norton has nothing on the car right now, not even a Doug Tyre logo. Yep, well, you could reach out to that Nick Frank guy there. Just make sure you call him Fancy, that he loves that. Hey, John. Congrats, bud. That was one heck of a run there at the end. All right, Pace Truck leads him around one more time. And thank you, Nick. All right, Pace Truck about to drop off out of turn 4. Pace car is in. Nicholas Ireland and Chad Biesinger lead him down the front straightaway. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away for heat number 3, and Biesinger had a nose ahead, but Nicholas Ireland sends it in deep on the bottom. Didn't get as low as we've seen the other drivers on the start, but managed to carry a lot of momentum off of turn 2, starting to pull ahead. John Bennett now starting to look a little bit low, out of turn 4. They get single file into turn 1 again. Leo Giacondo goes way wide off of turn 2, gets a little bit of the wall. Nicholas Ireland is starting to actually pull away just a little bit from John Bennett and Chad Biesinger while they battle it out. Bennett looks like he's got the nose ahead as they go into 1. And look at this move by Scott Whiteman. He sends it in deep, has to check up, loses a ton of time. Leo Giacondo slips by due to the checkup. The battle's still going for second, and Nicholas Ireland is loving this. Chad Biesinger in third. John Bennett finally clearing, and now Doug Tyre Norton looking for third. Leo Giacondo now in fifth. Scott Whiteman back to sixth. 2 laps to go for Nicholas Ireland. He's got a 1-second lead. John Bennett in second. Chad Biesinger in third. Doug Norton fourth. Leo Giacondo fifth. Scott Whiteman in sixth. White flag is in the air. Out of turn 2, his lead now 1.5 seconds. Biesinger in second has John Bennett up on the high side. They're going to battle it out all the way through 3 and 4. They almost get together on corner entry. Nicholas Ireland's going to pull off the win. Who's coming home second? It'll be Chad Biesinger in second. John Bennett third. Doug Norton fourth. Leo Giacondo is fifth. And Scott Whiteman is sixth. All right, now for the warm-up. Oh, John, that is pretty common out of Andrew Thornton. Remind him to stay away from my daughter. I hope so, Ryan. Man, that'd be awesome. All right, just about a minute left in warm-up. I'm going to grab an ice water. Back in 2 seconds. All right, the last 15 seconds of warm-up and then the feature event. Aaron, that is a valid point. I should get an official ice water sponsor. All right, warm-up is over. It is time for the feature. Up front will be Nicholas Ireland and Andrew Thornton. Preston Roberts and Chris Standridge on the second row. John Quill, Chad Biesinger have the third row. Matt Armbruster and Josh Roberts on the fourth row. John Bennett and David Baldessere rounding out the top 10. Mark Nee and Doug Tyre Norton 11th and 12th. 13th is Lucas Piper, Brad Whiteman in 14th. Leo Giocondo 15th and Wayne Bridges 16th. Edmund Jones 17th. Scott Whiteman starting back in 18th. All the drivers getting lined up out on track. Hey, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. Cars are finally rolling as they get ready to go green for the feature event here tonight. And remember, this is still league versus league and driver versus driver, so multiple layers of competition going on here tonight. But I'm not allowed to repeat anything Chris Standridge says now, apparently. He said he gets in enough trouble on his own, and I'm not supposed to make it worse. And it looks like Leo Giocondo is on pit road, did not take to the track. We'll see if he comes back out once the green flag drops. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air. Night number 2 of the Fun Winter Nationals underway. Andrew Thornton up on the high side, starting to lose some ground. Chris Standridge gets a little hung up behind him, but Nicholas Ireland already pulling away. Preston Roberts looking low, trying to make some. Look, is that John Quill down on the very bottom? Oh, Chris Standridge comes across. Cars are wrecking everywhere. Caution is out. John Quill was on the bottom, 3 wide, moving forward. And it looks like the 5 just got into the side of Chris Standridge. Just right or just wrong, depending on how you want to look at that one. Yeah, the 5 just pushes up enough. It turns it, Chris around. Chris ends up down in on top of John Quill. Chris Standridge has gone to pit road. Leo Giocondo is out on track now. Leo likely to get his laps back here, so we should see Leo Giocondo back on the lead lap before too much longer. Nicholas Ireland definitely jumped out to the early lead and was trying to pull away. Andrew Thornton struggled on the restart on the start up on the high side. We'll see if he can make something happen. Andrew Thornton may have just... It looks like Andrew Thornton might be having some connection issues. Andrew Thornton might be out of the race at this point. That'll move Preston Roberts up to second. I've heard that's what happens when you look at the redheads in the stands. You just end up getting disconnected. I've warned Andrew about it countless times. He has not learned. Lights are out on the pace car. It will be Nicholas Ireland, Preston Roberts up front, Chad Biesinger and Matt Armbruster on the second row, John Bennett, David Baldessare on the third row, Doug Norton, Mark Nee, Brad Whiteman, and Lucas Piper rounding out the top 10. Chris Standridge is off of pit road, back in 17th. Leo Giocondo back on the lead lap in 15th. Pace truck is in. Green flag is back in the air. They're down and away again. And a little bit of chaos, some checking up mid-pack. Everybody having to scatter 3 wide down the back straightaway. Everybody makes it through 1 and 2. Will they make it out of 3 and 4? Yes, they will. 3 wide in a few places. Starting to settle back in. Nicholas Ireland out front. Preston Roberts battling for the lead right now in the 5 car. Biesinger right behind him with David Baldessare on his bumper. Caution is out. Looks like Mark Nee involved. Looks like Mark might have gotten a little loose, or from that angle it was hard to tell. Let's see what... Oh, Mark was trying to come up. Didn't know the 10 car was there. Looked like he got just enough to send him a little higher and a little quicker than he intended. Nicholas Ireland in the lead, Preston Roberts second, Chad Biesinger in third, David Baldessare in fourth. One of the biggest movers so far, Doug Tyre Norton, is up to 5th place. After starting in 12th, Doug Norton up to 5th. Brad Whiteman started in 14th up to 8th. Wayne Bridges started in 16th and up to 10th. Wayne Bridges and Doug Norton were 2 of the drivers predicted to pull off winning the entire Winter National Series just based on consistency and keeping their cars out of trouble. Lights are back out on the pace car. Nicholas Ireland, Preston Roberts still have the front row. Ireland will control the restart. It looked like Ireland definitely pulled away in his heat, but here in the race, it looks like Preston Roberts might have a little something for him. He was looking to the inside and looked like he had some momentum when the caution came out. Pace truck is in. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away again. Off into turn one. Nicholas pulling away just a little bit. The top five single file, at least for the moment. And the five of Preston Roberts actually starting to gain on the leader. And David Baldessare all over the back bumper. A wreck behind. Caution is out. Looks like John Bennett was involved. Oh, the 23 just gets turned around right in front of Bennett. Let's see if we can get a better look at how that started. There is Chad Biesinger. Oh, Doug Norton had a run into that turn as Biesinger checked up, just ran out of track. Everybody checking up behind. More chaos in that incident. And it looks like Chris Standridge might have caught a bit of that as well. He caught a lot of that. He ended up having to tow to pit road. He ended up upside down. Scott Whiteman also on pit road. Andrew Thornton went to pit road for repairs. No, I'm sorry. Andrew Thornton was out due to his connection issue. Looks like he is back. Currently showing in 18th, several laps down. Coming down the front straightaway, lights should go out on the pace car. We should see him stack back up here. It looks like Preston Roberts has the advantage on the long runs here over Nicholas Ireland. We'll have to wait and see as the track is starting to slick off. David Baldessare, Matt Armbruster on the second row now. Wayne Bridges now up 11 spots, started in 16th in 5th. Whereas Doug Norton, who was charging through the field earlier, is now back in 15th as he was caught in that incident. Coming out of turn 4, pace truck drops in. Green flag is in the air there, down and away again. Preston gets a good jump into turn 1. Chris Standridge is coming off pit road now. Looks like Andrew Thornton might have had a problem on the restart. And look at this, Baldessare now jumps down into the bottom, trying to take second place from Preston Roberts. He clears him. Can he get the run on first place? Nicholas Ireland. Preston Roberts still fighting back up on the high side. Oh, Nicholas Ireland almost loses the back end, but here comes Preston Roberts with the momentum. He gets up into second, didn't have the room to get by. Can he get the nose in down the front straightaway? Matt Armbruster back in 4th, Wayne Bridges in 5th, Josh Roberts currently in 6th. Oh, Josh has a problem, goes way out to the outside wall. Edmund Jones suddenly flying up through the field. And look at this. Preston Roberts now battling for the lead. David Baldessare in the mix. Holy cow, I think Baldessare and Ireland might have touched briefly, and Preston Roberts takes advantage, goes to the lead. Nicholas Ireland fighting back on the bottom. Caution is out behind. John Quill involved. Looks like Andrew Thornton involved as well. Let's back up the replay and see what happened here. John Quill looks like him and Doug Norton got together. He had a run coming down to the bottom. As he gets the car straightened up, Andrew Thornton is right there. Andrew Thornton out for several laps. Looks like he might be getting at least one of those laps back here. Meanwhile, Preston Roberts has the lead. Nicholas Ireland in second. David Baldessare in third. Matt Armbruster in fourth. Wayne Bridges in fifth. And watch that 92 closely. Something tells me he is not quite done here yet. But Preston Roberts and Nicholas Ireland, that battle is starting to really heat up, especially since Preston got around Nicholas. That battle with David Baldessare, all three of them going back and forth, that I suspect is not over yet. Baldessare obviously has a lot of speed here tonight, as do Preston and Nicholas. Hey, thank you, Mikey. All right, Preston Roberts and Nicholas Ireland will lead them down. A bit chaotic here early. As the track slicks off, guys will start to spread out. Pace truck is in. Green flag back in the air. Preston gets a decent start, but Nicholas staying right with him down into turn one. David Baldessare is looking to the inside already. Preston manages to move up and cut the momentum off on Nicholas Ireland, and now Baldessare looking for second. And I told you to watch that 92 closely. Here comes Wayne Bridges on the bottom. Loses a little momentum out of four. He is not done yet. And Lucas Piper down on the bottom. Josh Roberts on the bottom. Lucas Piper up top. These guys still trying to make it three wide. Up front, Preston Roberts has a little bit of a gap over Nicholas Ireland. David Baldessare in third. Now Matt Armbruster in fourth. Wayne holding on to fifth. Here comes Josh Roberts looking back on the bottom. Lucas Piper in seventh. Edmund Jones in eighth. Bit of a surprise to see him so far up after he started in 17th. Doug Norton has recovered quite a bit from his earlier incident. He is back up in 9th. Brad Whiteman in 10th. Oh, Mark Nee gets together with Scott Whiteman. They get straightened out, but the caution does come out. Preston Roberts still has the lead. Definitely did not want to see the caution. One can hope there, Jacob. Preston Roberts was starting to pull just a little bit of a gap. Andrew Thornton getting waved around. Still a few laps behind, seeing if he can get caught back up after his connection issue. Everybody getting ready. Lights should go out on the pace car right here. They get 1 to green. They'll have roughly 10 laps to go once they get back to the start-finish line. Can Preston Roberts hold Nicholas Ireland off now that the track is starting to slick off? And will one of these drivers be able to fight their way through the pack? Pace truck is in. Green flag is back in the air. Good jump by Preston Roberts. Gets up top, trying to cut the line off on Ireland. Ireland's looking low, and up on the high side, Matt Armbruster really sent it in. David Baldessere down on the bottom, now going backwards just a little bit. Armbruster now up, looking for third, and look at this move. Josh Roberts was looking to the middle. Couldn't make it work yet, but could we see him send it in here? Wayne Bridges still holding on back in 6th. Edmund Jones now up to 7th. Preston Roberts opening up a gap on Nicholas Ireland. Matt Armbruster in 3rd, trying to pick up some speed. Baldessere and Josh Roberts battling it out side by side. That is the battle for 4th. Oh, Baldessere has a problem mid-corner. He is going backwards as here comes Wayne Bridges to the inside. Nicholas Ireland now has to battle for 2nd place. Caution, John Quill. Looks like he had a problem coming off turn 2. Just lost the back end of the car. After a great heat race out of John Quill, having some problems now late in the going in the feature. Brendan Montgomery, I agree with you. He should drive the Chevy tonight. Did Russell learn nothing last week? Hey, thank you, Brenda. Appreciate it. Preston Roberts, still in the lead, was pulling away from Nicholas Ireland and Matt Armbruster. But the rest of the battle in the top 5 was really heating up. Matt Armbruster, Nicholas Ireland going at it for 2nd. Josh Roberts, David Baldessere, and Wayne Bridges going at it for 3rd through about 5th. Edmund Jones sitting back there in 7th has made up 10 spots already tonight, as has Wayne Bridges. Doug Norton also starting to make his way forward again. As the track slicks off, some of these guys just keep getting better. Some guys struggle on a slicked off track, and I think the guys that are better on slick are really about to start charging forward. Will be a single file restart this time. Ah, Brenda, sometimes there's just some people you can't help. Pace truck is dropping in. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away. Preston gets a good jump on Nicholas Ireland, but down into turn 1. Watch Matt Armbruster and watch Josh Roberts. Josh really sends it in there. Wow, he made up a ton of ground, didn't lose any coming off turn 2. Can he do it again? And look at this. Matt Armbruster now has a run on the outside. He loses some momentum. A lot of struggling off of turn 4. Josh Roberts sends it in deep again. Nicholas Ireland checks up. Roberts just went from 4th to 2nd in one turn. David Baldessere right behind him trying to follow him through. Preston Roberts out front with 6 laps to go. Has a 1.5 second gap over Josh Roberts. Nicholas Ireland and David Baldessere still battling it out for 3rd. Matt Armbruster had some massive drive into the corner. Can he make something happen? Holy cow, look at Matt go off turn 4. Looked like he got way higher than he expected and just lost the back end. Preston still out front. Josh starting to pull away in 2nd. Nicholas Ireland in 3rd. David Baldessere 4th. Matt Armbruster in 5th. Wayne Bridges now in 6th. Doug Tyre Norton up to 7th. Doug Norton looking for 6 here late in the race. Edmund Jones back to 8th. Chris Standridge now moving forward. Oh, he almost get that. I think they touched. Edmonds ends up in the wall. Manages to save it. Three to go for Preston Roberts. Josh Roberts is only made up 110. Caution. A late race caution here. Will be a green-white checkered finish. Oh, Scott Whiteman just gets a push. Ends up taking John Bennett out to the outside wall. Chad Biesinger gets caught. Looks like he was avoiding it and got caught. Yep, one of them came back down off the wall, catches Biesinger. Great job by everybody trying to avoid that. Biesinger and Whiteman both on pit road. Preston Roberts, Josh Roberts up front. There will be a single file green-white checkered. Josh Roberts was gaining on him, but it was very, very slow. A couple tenths of a second a lap. There was not enough time. Now, with the green-white checkered finish, he might have the opportunity to get by for the lead. Can Preston Roberts hold him off? And it looks like we might have ran out of time in the session because it is showing them coming to the checkers. Checkered flag is out. Preston Roberts is going to win. Josh Roberts comes home 2nd. Nicholas Ireland is 3rd. David Baldessere 4th. Matt Armbruster in 5th. Wayne Bridges 6th. Doug Norton 7th. Chris Standridge 8th. Edmund Jones is 9th. And Lucas Piper in 10th. Hey, Preston, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, first question. If you had not just gotten the checkers, could you have held Josh off?
You know, that's what I was sitting here thinking. I really hate to win under caution. That's probably the worst thing that could have happened for me tonight. You're always going to be left with questions. And you know, I feel bad for Chris, too, because me and him got into it early on, so I hate I ruined his night. I'm sure his crew was working overtime trying to get that car ready for those last laps. But win's a win, I guess, at this rate, but we'll take it.
Well, it was definitely quite a performance. That was a great battle early on between you and Nicholas, but just looked like once the track slicked off, you had the advantage.
Yeah, we really did well on the restarts. I mean, we got some good drag racing down the fronts, and we were able to get up top when we started down low when we needed to, and we avoided crashes when we needed to. So it was it was a good race. I think everyone had fun, but again, we won under caution, so maybe better luck tomorrow.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. A win is a win, and you definitely earned it here tonight.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Doug.
Let's see if we can find Josh. Hey, Josh, this is Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
Hey, if it had gone green again, could you have gotten past him?
I mean, Preston had a pretty good line, but I honestly was reeling him in with the 5 laps that I had. It would have been something interesting. That was really a one-line race. So I don't know. I would give it everything I had to do it.
Well, it definitely looked like you were reeling him in 1 to 2 tenths a second a lap. That last couple laps after the second to last restart, but it just didn't look like you were going to have enough time. With caution, had you got another green flag run, you might have had a pretty decent shot at him. You were definitely faster.
Yeah, I saw that caution. I honestly got a little excited. I thought I was going to be able to create something out of here, but I mean, I'll take a second place. And kudos to Preston. He held his line pretty much the whole race, so congratulations to him.
Well, congratulations to you too. Another podium finish for you here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, stick around. We are going to get a few minutes of the 305s, and then we will hop over and watch the Nowski Nation Retro Truck Series take on Kentucky. That's going to be an awesome, awesome race. Don't go anywhere.